magkukunwari pa sa nararamdaman kahit walang pumapagitan. Ikaw ang tanging gustong pagmasdan, oh sana ako'y pagbigyan. Kahit tagal nang hinihintay, bawat saglit sumasablay. Isayaw mo ako, sinta, ibubulong ko ang musika. Indak ng puso'y magiging isa, takbo ng mundo'y magpapahinga. Parang isang pelikula, ilayo man tayo ng tadhana, bumabalik sa bawat eksena, ako at ikaw. Walang iba.
Magdadalawang isip ako, iisa-isahin ang paghapang paentablado, para lang na mapansin mo na lang ang sadya kong maisayaw, makausap kahit di sanay na humawak ng mga kamay. Sa'yo lang ako sasabay.
Oh, kahit ngayong gabi,
mangyayari ang minsan,
kahit na sandali lang, isayaw mo ako, sinta, ibubulong ko ang musika. Indak ng puso'y magiging isa, takbo ng mundo'y magpapahinga. Parang isang pelikula, ilayo man tayo ng tadhana, bumabalik sa bawat eksena, ako at ikaw, wala nang iba.
Oh, isayaw mo ako, sinta, ibubulong ko ang musika, ang
Puso'y magiging isa, takbo ng mundo'y magpapahinga, na parang isang pelikula, ilayo man tayo ng tadhana, bumabalik sa bawat eksena, ako at ikaw, walang iba.
Yan! So, welcome everyone! Welcome to episode 15 of Finally Friday. It's the second Friday of our Mental Health Month in St. Paul University, Manila. So, it's also our second Friday into the Feel Thai Showcase, no? At the end of our program. So, I'm Dr. Brian Bantugan, Director of the Center for Innovation and Development, na naniniwalang laughter is the best medicine, the best prevention, the best way to attract attention. So if you want laughter, you can get it from us every Friday. Good day, Doc A! Sir Chris, kumusta na kayo?
Good.
Good. So today, we have a heart-to-art talk on production design. So production design is what you see when you watch a scene in a movie or a theater play. It's the most obvious thing you see in period films and science fiction movies. It sets the tone. It brings to life a period in the past, the present, or the future. It makes us experience. So it helps our experiences become better. It shapes the way we experience the world. So it can bring us mental health. Or if badly done, it can take away our mental health. So it is an art form that brings joy and meaning to our life. So imagine, no, movies like Moulin Rouge or Jesus Christ Superstar without production design, that makes our that makes us live and dream and love and hope, no? Imagine, no, what kind of a cinematic experience we will have. So what do you think, Doc A?
Oh my! Of course, I share the same thoughts with you, our angel for today.
Yes, no,
Sabi
wag
ko
ako
na nga ba, magugulat na naman ako kung ano ang iyong attire today. Hello, hello everyone! Obviously, what makes Christmas the most spectacular holiday in the world is our unique months-long production design. Tingnan mo naman ang aking
Yes.
background, right?
Correct.
And it's 44 days till Christmas Day, Dr. Brian.
Correct.
I am Dr. Amelia Bujang, Director of the Center for Continuing Education, and naniniwala ako, I believe, that whether you like it or not, Friday is gonna come. Friday is hot. Wherever you are, wherever you go, finally Friday is your show. I complete the Side A, Side B tandem of St. Paul University Manila's The Polinian Edge 365. We are, Doc B, officially starting the Christmas countdown, not with Jose Marichan, but with Usapang Production Design. 5 weeks to go before Simbang Gabi. Can you all feel it? Can you
Parang
feel it?
Lion King ka, ha?
Can you
Can
feel
you
it?
feel the love tonight? Ang
Yes.
peg.
Oo.
Question for the audience. Can you feel the love today?
Oo, tingnan natin sa ating mga audience on FB Live. Nararamdaman nyo na ba ang pagmamahal ngayong
Yes.
Nobyembre pa lang? I am sure love, love, love surrounds them today because they are all honor students. Ang ating mga estudyante na nandito at ang mga
Yes.
nakapaligid sa atin ay nagsiselebrate ngayon ng kanilang recognition of being outstanding students. And not just honor students, ha? Shout out tayo sa ating EDGE team. President's Lister.
Yes. Tama.
Currently, yeah, I think it's ongoing or about to be finished, the
Finished.
recognition day ceremonies.
Right.
That's why Danica, Mika, and Cheng, wala pa sila but they're coming. Shout out to all our honor students.
And aside from our honor students, we would also like to greet our November birthday celebrators. So last October, di ba, we celebrated yung October naman celebrators. Ngayon, sa start naman ng month. So let's have it. Let's have the celebrators
Chris.
video.
November celebrants, happy birthday! So, unang-una na sa lahat, Doc B, ang may birthday, ang ating presidente.
Correct. Next week.
Of course, shout out Sister
Happy
Maria
birthday,
Evangelist
Sister
Anastasio,
Eva.
SPC. Ayan, November 18. Oh, there you go. That's our video.
Ang walang sound. Dapat may sound to, ah.
Oh, wala pang sound. Ako nagulat ako, may mga nakikita ako mga estudyante.
Familiar
Kausap ko
faces.
kayo na birthday pala nila.
Correct.
Ayan. Do you I
Doc
have my
Sharon!
yeah, Doc Sharon, our close friends. My close friends
Yes.
personally, most of them are November celebrants. Ayan na, let's watch this.
Yan na, meron ng sound. Doc Nancy! Happy birthday!
Yes! Happy birthday, Doc Nan!
Oh, si Kristen, dati kayang student. Ngayon, teacher na rin.
Mildred, happy birthday!
Happy birthday!
Thank you kay Miss Leslie for sharing with us the list of participants. Kaya walang nakalusot eh. Ayan, oh.
Yes. Thank you, Miss April, for the list.
And Miss Leslie, yes. Ate Fe, it's her birthday
Yes.
also, last November 7. Miss B.
Dami pala nilang November.
Oh
no?
nga, no, November, our lovely celebrants.
And sir,
Dr. JD's birthday is also November, wow.
and Sister Eva!
And Sister
Happy
Eva!
birthday!
Big shout out, Sister Eva.
Yes! Love, love,
We
love
love you
to our
all.
birthday
Thank you,
celebrants.
Sir Chris.
And-
Ayan, may pa-shout out ka rin, Doc B.
Oo, syempre. Kasi I just finished a validation session kanina. So shout out to my advisees in the psychology program and their class who successfully completed their validation today. Syempre, I have my favorites kasi sila advisees. So Trixie, Antoinette, Balbuena, Chelsea, Dane, De Luna, Daniel, Luis, Metrillo, and Hector Jose. sumawang.
Oh,
Congratulations.
wow! At congratulations sa inyo at hindi naman ako pwedeng hindi rin mag-shoutout. Incidentally, Doc B, earlier this morning, my advices in hospitality management also successfully defended. And that includes Danica, Alea, Sigrid, and Patricia. Congratulations, and also to hospitality management class. Isang kembot na nga lang daw, graduation.
Oo.
Ayan.
yes.
But talking about Lion King, is
Yan,
that the
yan ang
reason why you
background
are
ko.
in full fantasy outfit? Na
Yes.
nakaka-insecure. Miss Lane, ito na naman siya, oh. Oh.
Yan, sa Lalaine. Alam mo kung bakit? Kasi Christmas countdown. Ano yan? So, Christmas countdown. So, dapat meron tayong very Christmassy na costume. Eh, kailan ko pa ito ipapakita, di ba?
Oo naman.
Oo. Sa
And that's
December,
why we...
Christmas special tayo.
Oo nga. Eh, bakit tayo hindi nag-countdown last Friday?
Okay, kasi nga,
started.
no? Last Friday, katatapos lang natin ng ating para All Souls and All Saints Day. So medyo mababa pa yung ating prayerful na mood. So I think this is the better time na we do our countdown, no, for our Christmas season.
Oh, okay. And because of that, this is my happy mood. Doreen.
Correct.
And with Pearl, sabi ko sa'yo kanina, di ba? Ready
May
mamigay
tawag ako
ng,
dyan.
ano,
Ninang
Doña-
outfit.
This is
Magbibigay
the
ka ng regalo sa
principal
mga inaanak.
sponsor attire.
Pero bagay yan sa background mo, Ren and Bree.
Oh yes, I particularly chose green because green is also a
Correct.
color associated with Christmas.
Oh, and speaking of the Lion King, did you know that the Lion King theater production received the Best in Scenic Costume and Lighting Design from the Tony Awards in 1998 and the Moliere Award in Australia in 2008. Na-mention natin yan kasi nga production design ang ating
Oh, yeah.
topic for today.
Yes, wow, Lion King, you know, you already know this that I'm not really very good in designs, but I appreciate and I love the designs of Lion King. And I'm expecting today that I'll be learning more from our guests. But have you seen the musical live, Doc B? Of this Lion
Oh,
King?
I saw that in Disneyland in Hong Kong. So shout out to my friend Vinya Pamplona who took us to Disneyland. We show like excerpts lang of the production. Spectacular talaga ang Lion King. How about you, Doc A?
Well, I remember the time when I was in Canada. Shout out Jason for bringing me this to Mamma Mia show in Toronto, Canada. And now I remember that's production design. It was fantastic. It's like every second something is happening,
Correct.
and you don't know where to look in the stage. Parang harap, likod, gilid, something is happening. So it's awesome. Yeah.
Yes, the Lion King, Disneyland, Christmas Day. So what do they have in common?
Happiness.
Yes, and
I think.
outstanding production design. Yan. Production design and happiness come together. Well, finally, Friday. Kaya nandito tayo ngayon talking about production design.
Correct. Yes, and I so looking forward to watching Disneyland related shows na kung
Ay,
gusto ko na yan tuloy.
Abangan
And
nyo yan.
yes,
Christmas
Singapore I
special.
have seen some, but now I will probably understand better because we have someone who also fits finally Friday pala. Well, Marco Song, our soon-to-be PhD in Educational Leadership and Management. Marco is here, right? Hi,
Yes,
Marco.
Marco.
Yes.
Come out.
Hi. Hi,
Come
guys.
out.
Good afternoon.
Can you spotlight
Yes.
Marco? Can you spotlight, please?
Let's spotlight Marco now.
Hi. Hi, guys. Can you hear me?
Yes, we hear.
Yes, yes.
Hi.
There. Hi,
Good afternoon.
Marco.
What's up, guys?
Are you going to teach in St. Paul after you finish your PhD?
I hope so. Definitely.
Very good.
We're having Marco again, and I'm hearing again his DJ voice.
Correct.
Thank you so much.
Yes.
So Marco, Doc B, our special guest for today, this time, I'm gonna listen really, is a production designer. A Filipino designer now based in Vietnam. Oh, we're going international. He's not here pala in the
Correct.
Philippines.
Not just Thailand, we're now also going to Vietnam. So he was part of the creative team of Batibot where I did my OJT. So that's why I'm familiar with him. So let's learn more about him. Take it away.
Let's play.
graduated with a Bachelor of Arts in Visual Communication and a Bachelor of Science in Geodetic Engineering at the University of the Philippines, Diliman. He also graduated in Visual Arts at the Pearson School of the Arts. His professional experiences include being a production designer, art director, animation/illustration artist in Batibot. He also worked as an art director and prop master with Peke Galaga. He also worked as a junior art director for Rodel Cruz in Platoon and Born on the 4th of July. He was a production designer for television commercial for the Philippines, the Southeast Asian region, and a production designer for 10 internationally released films for Vietnam and South Korea. He was an executive producer for TV commercials for Southeast Asia Film Production and is currently executive producer for Echo Film Productions in Ho Chi Minh City, Vietnam. And now, let us give a warm welcome to Sir Joji Pamintuan here in Finally Friday!
Hi, Sir
Welcome,
Joji.
welcome to Finally Friday, Sir Joji Pamintuan. Where is he? Hi, Sir
Again,
Joji.
Sir Joji. Hi.
There you
Sir
go.
Hi.
Joji.
Welcome,
Hi.
welcome to Finally
Welcome.
Friday.
How's Vietnam?
I'm in the dressing room, so pasensya na. Everything's
It's okay.
On the scene,
Everything right now, actually.
Yeah, it's okay. I think Marco's asking something. Yes, Marco?
Yes. How's Vietnam, sir?
Sorry?
How's Vietnam?
How's Vietnam?
Vietnam.
We're actually, production is resuming after coping with the pandemic. Our lockdowns have been slowly being eased. So it's like, things are getting back to normal as much as we could. So shoots have begun, film productions, TV commercials, and all that stuff.
Mm.
Getting
Sir
back to
Joji,
normal. with the
yeah,
pandemic.
you're going back to normal there. It seems like COVID is
Yeah.
slowing down.
Yeah,
the
the-
train. Yeah. Sir
But it
Joji,
seems,
Normal, yeah.
it
Yeah.
seems Vietnam handled it better, no, than the Philippines.
It seems so, but then
Yeah.
we were the first casualty of the Delta variant in
Yeah.
Southeast Asia, so it came as a shock. So it's a little bit, it's quite hard because the Delta variant is more vicious than the regular COVID-19.
Yeah.
Mm. Mm.
So we were quite
Oh,
aback. So since like for the last year and a half, they were like the poster boy for COVID-19
yeah.
pandemic.
Okay, Sir Joji, I heard from Doc B that you once worked in Philippine media before moving to Vietnam. Tell us the story, please.
Okay, it's like this. As a kid, I was, well, it all starts back, way back, eons ago. I was very much of a artistic kid at the same time. I was really into movies. I started to see movies when I was 3 years old. And for me, movie magic was something that is something that, like one of the things that I would love to do. Movies, television, so on. So, and then what came along was like my design ability because I inherited this artistic line from my mother. So my mother's also a designer, but then I wanted to move further and do something else. So I was forced to take genetic engineering. But then I was not able to use it at all. So I had to follow my passions. I had to take another course, which was visual communication, which is the next best thing to designing.
Yeah.
And then I can explore other ideas and explore other venues of artistic expression. So
That's right.
on my last year in college, I was asked to be part of Sesame Street. So
Oh, yes.
it's in all these years, if I look back, like things were all given to me on a silver platter. So I've been blessed. I feel like I'm so blessed. Like things just come in. Like I just get surprised. Like one day there's a really good job for me. First, of course, Batibot and Sesame Street and Batibot, and then Batibot is still a legendary
Yes.
Right.
Yes,
Yes.
agree.
So a lot of the young parents nowadays are like the kids who used to watch our shows.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's right.
It made an impact to a lot of like the young parents nowadays. So it's what's different about Batibot Sesame Street is that Batibot explores more on values
Yeah.
and the cognitive skills of children. So it's like a different. It's preparing the child before going to school. So it's more about the cognitive skills, the how you how they will adapt to their new environment, school, to other kids, and then of course introducing them to the Filipino language, to the our native language, because Sesame Street was basically English
Yes.
and Filipino, it's also a mixture of um, well, a lot of Spanish words. So it's like for us, we had to use Filipino as part of just like the Sesame Street curriculum.
Right.
Yeah.
That's quite a story.
Yeah, and after that,
Yeah.
I wanted to grow because I really grow more with my career because I was in Matiba, it's children's, but it's
Children's.
basically my roots, right? So I wanted to do more. So I did TV commercials and then Peke Gallaga, one of our
Movies.
uh, workshops. The late Peke Gallaga invited me to join his group. So I joined him as art director and for all the horror movies that we've done. So we've seen so and then eventually I continued TV commercials and then I was called for jobs around Southeast Asia and one of them was Vietnam. So Vietnam asked me to just like stay put and help them support their film industry. So
That's how it opened.
yeah, so
Yeah.
that was in 2004, 2005, 2007. So I was part of the film search in
Wow, that's
Oh,
legendary
impressive.
experience. Right.
Yes.
Legendary.
yeah,
It's a lot.
still my frustration is like if
Right.
I can do a big movie here
Right.
there in the Philippines. So
Yes. Are you a resident now in Vietnam?
yeah, I'm a resident,
You're a
temporary.
resident now.
Actually, I have several citizenships, but yeah, Philippines is still my frustration.
Default.
How can I do? I mean, where will be the time when I would do a Filipino film, like design it?
Right. So, Sir Jungji, for today's topic, for those who are not into media, what is production design and how did you get yourself in that field?
Okay, production design basically is like a visual psychological story. It's not just about making things look nice, making the environment, the set design, the costumes look nice, but it's also a lot of psychology that goes along. Like for example, if you're in the 1920s period, let's say in France or some country in Asia, so and then of course you dress them up in the 1920s fashion, right? But it also depends on how you design the character, and then the character dictates its environment. Like for example, one character is a peasant, and then his environment, his house, and his character will also dictate what he has in his house, the colors that he wears. These things all interconnect and complete the character sketch. So that's basically production design. Sets, costumes, even makeup and styling, and the things that they do, even the food that they eat, things like that. So it's a direct collaboration with the director. So there's a lot of psychology going on. Production lines. It's a very different a very big differentiation between production design and art direction.
Yes.
Oh.
Production design is the big picture that tells the story. So when you see the film, you will understand, whoa, the feeling that's happening in that particular scene. So, yeah. Excuse me, I just closed the door because people went.
It's
out.
okay.
Okay,
Oh,
yeah.
it's okay. Yeah, Doc B, I can imagine how creative he is.
Yeah.
He's talking about a lot of things.
A lot of
It's so
environmental
interesting.
things.
Different. Yes,
Yeah.
yes,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
yes. Sir Georgie, I have always been fascinated with people who are creative, like my partner here, Dr. Brian. I know and I
How
see that
crazy
he
I
is
am.
creative. Yes, how crazy he is. And Marco for sure is also creative, and my partner Roel Sapenja is also creative. Yeah, my partner in school. I mean, so Sir Georgie, have you always been creative? Like, how did you know you were passionate about the creative field more than other people? Like when you were young,
Yeah,
when was the time that you realized, okay, I'm into this, I'm creative?
yes. A big influence is my mother.
Mother.
So my
Mhm.
mother does a lot of well, other than she she's a frustrated architect. During her time,
Mhm.
like women should not be taking masculine for men courses. So so she ended up becoming a fashion designer. So her and I'm amazed at what she creates. When she draws, I would draw at the same time.
Uh-huh.
So and she learned. I'm like, she was wondered like, oh my, I saw an art doing stuff. I was taken to my first movie experience was when I was 3 years old. So
Uh-huh.
whenever I would see a film, I would come home and then put pieces of paper together and draw the whole big scene. And then my mother would, I mean, it's for me, this was just like my self expression, but they would freak out in a positive way, my dad and my mom. So they would see like, oh my God, what is he drawing? Like I'm drawing the whole scene of a film in a panoramic way, and then all the characters are there, like and stuff. And then like just like my mother, I always had my own projects, home projects. Because I was not satisfied with the school projects I had, so I would create things also for myself. Same thing as with my mother. Like for example, when they stopped having real Christmas trees in the house, because if you maybe I don't know if you were born at the time, but we used to have real Christmas trees, like real
Pine
pine
tree.
trees.
Real
So
tree.
and then yeah, real Christmas trees. So the house
Yeah.
filled with Christmas and they
Wow.
stopped. They banned because of logging up, and and then she was not satisfied with buying aluminum foil Christmas trees or plastic Christmas trees. She hates it, so she would create her own Christmas trees. And I mean, we were like so parallel. I mean, in many
Yes.
things, and then of course they were always singling me out. So I was right. I really knew I was an oddball. Well, and then even in school, I had some classmates who would also who are also good at drawing and drawing a lot of drawing skills and stuff. And then the competitive nature in me made me more, better. I should it started with like superheroes, watching superheroes on TV, and I would be very specific from the very weapons they had, from the very littlest detail they have, their costume, their stuff, So it was like that, and then it became like natural and normal for me. Like I'd rather stay home. Give me a one rim of bond paper,
Okay.
typewriting paper, and I'll be so happy with it.
Ah.
I mean, Mr. gift me one rim of typewriting paper, and I would be like, joyous and
That's right.
wow, I would like it would be tough. Like I would draw all the time.
Right.
I would anything that I see fascinating and interesting visually, I would draw. From
Wow.
movies, characters, and stuff. Anything.
Right.
And I even drew sometimes. My mom would ask me to draw dress designs. So she would relate to a dress design. She would pass it on to me. And then she would say, "This is for Mrs. blah 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 blah." So I would think of okay. And then I would do a caricature of the lady, her client, and I would draw the dress according to how she would look and fit without insulting it's like a caricature.
Client.
So easier for my mom to sell her design to her client because the sketch that will be presented to her client looks like her. So somehow she would say, okay, maybe I would look good at this. Things like that.
Right.
So,
Okay.
Right. So
Thanks to
So-
your mom.
yes.
so much, yeah. So
Right.
much.
So
I
for
mean,
yeah, for artists, I think it is very hard to just keep being creative and being artistic. So
Yeah.
Sir Jongji, how do you nurture your creativity, or what helps you to become more creative? Do you have any tips for us that always being creative, or
Well, for me, it's just like being observant of things. Like
Mhm.
I notice everything. I have probably one of the things that I have is like I have pictorial memory.
Mm.
So when for example, I'm inspired of something and I would come back home. This is when I was a kid. I would draw it, reproduce it, just because I was so amused at it. I want to see it again, so I have to, do a sketch of it.
right?
Be observant and then be very critical as well.
Yes.
And if you see, like, for example, the colors don't match, or something, you see something that's very disturbing. Why is it disturbing?
Mm.
And then kind of figure out, because it's the design is too busy. Like
Right.
simple things. Like, for example, a girl is walking by and she's dressed like she's pretty, but her dress, for example, her blouse, the skirt, things like that. So you are highly critical and highly observant
Right.
of the things that you see everywhere, every little thing, like even like critters,
I-
like small animals,
Yeah.
and stuff you watch.
Yeah.
That's true.
You see patterns. So there's always something to look at.
Little.
Yeah, thank you,
Right.
Sir Joji. I guess it's pretty simple. To be creative, you
Yeah.
have to be observant.
Right.
That's what I got from you. Now, during this time, it's pandemic. I'd like to know if, of course, that's your job, but is designing also a therapeutic activity for you? Is it something, or is it something that because it's a job, it's something that somehow stresses you out, or both?
Not every artistic endeavor I have is like fun.
Mm.
So as much as possible, I choose the projects that I want to do. So, for example, I'm offered a movie to the production designer for film. I have to read the script first before I say yes. Even if they give me so much money, like my salary is going to be so high, but if the story and the movie really sucks, it's like, well, it's something that I should be proud of, something like that. So
Mm-mm.
it's and sometimes I can push people, please do this, something like that.
Mm-mm.
But then what I do is I can be naughty, so I would give them an offer that they will refuse. So,
Ah,
Mm-mm.
okay.
I
So,
insult them like their script sucks and I don't want to be identified with this project. So things like that. Like sometimes the director would talk you out of it. He would come up with a whoa this idea, and then when I read the script, this is what I think it just this is something that I would do and then be embarrassed about.
Mm.
So,
yeah.
and at the
Yes.
same time, when I'm doing it, it's something that I'll be having fun while I'm doing it.
I have a
Okay.
question, Doc Ami and
Yes, go
Marco.
ahead.
Yeah, you've been in Vietnam for quite some time already. So, what did you learn about being creative in Vietnam
Yeah.
that really helped you become a better artist, no, in your field?
Oh yes, definitely. It was like destiny that I was brought to Vietnam, and I chose Vietnam as my workplace. Uh, like when I was a junior art director, being trained for art director, my first movie I didn't know was going to be an Oscar winner, which was Platoon. I was practically a kid.
Platoon, yeah.
A year after it won, or a year and a half after, it won the best motion picture
Yes, Oscar.
at the Oscars. So it was like whoa. And then I was doing Vietnamese setups in. I think I was only 15 or 14, and then I was
Wow.
doing Vietnamese setups. And in the Philippines, in the jungles of the Philippines, Charlie Sheen was there,
Yes.
Johnny Depp was there, who else was there? Willem Dafoe was there. So
Yes.
they were so good. And at the same time, the director was so good as well. So my mentor was also so good. And then I was doing things from based on, videotapes and life magazine. So it was something that was like destiny. And then years later, I didn't know I was going to Vietnam until they told me 2 days before my trip that I was flying to Ho Chi Minh City. So and then the thing is the TV commercials, even if the TV commercials, for example, are supposed to be neutral, I have to put them in the realm of the Vietnamese people. So that's a lot of challenge on my part because I don't have a single drop of Vietnamese heritage.
That's
I
right.
don't have a single drop of French heritage.
Yes.
So, like from commercials to the movies that I've done, uh, it made me uh, grasp the challenge, even if I was so afraid. Because
Mm-mm.
and then the main thing is that the director, because he wants to give the movie a different east and west kind of feel.
Yes. Yes.
So, most of the directors I work with are American Vietnamese. These are the ones who grew up in the States, were born in the States, studied in the States. So they want to give this a Hollywood feel. And
Yes.
I studied there as well. So we were in the same page, except we're going to give it the Asian
Yeah.
touch, the Vietnamese touch. So like there's one movie, sort of the assassin. It was set in medieval Vietnam. Okay, so like this is exactly answering your question, Brian. Like that time, there was a feud. It was the feud between Vietnam and China was brewing.
Yeah.
Okay, so my producers told me, "Don't make it look Chinese." Like I said, "What? Chinese? Like looking back at your history, you were like just emancipated from China 50 years ago. So
Yes.
I don't get it." And then they were saying like, "No, make it." So what I did, a combination of my creativity, ingenuity as well, and then you know what I did? I mixed the different cultures of Japan, Korea, China, whether they like it or not, because they have
And to fuse the whole thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Indochina, Indochina, and then Filipino. So the call it the arnis and the
Oh, Arnie.
tris and all those weapons, I put it all in, and then it's like cooking a stew, and
Uh-huh.
then you try to figure out what looks good, what tastes good, and as well
Yes.
as
Till you find
and
the right
after that,
combination.
yeah, right,
Yeah.
combination. It was my first ever period gigantic film. It was based on a royal scandal in their history. Because it was so hard as well because I had no visual references for
Right.
research
That's
material or written. And then it's so Chinese, so I had to really get all the tools I can have, and then drawing lots of drawing designs and stuff, and it came out nice for me and for my director, but I was so scared at the premiere night I didn't want to go up and stand up and go out because there might be some Vietnamese purists who would tell me, "You're wrong. You made a mistake. Vietnam doesn't have this and Vietnam doesn't have that." I was
Yeah.
so scared. Yeah, I was like glued to my chair and let the crowd go at the premiere until the producer saw me. "Hey, Mr. Johnny, you're so giving. I mean, congratulations. The design is beautiful." Really? And of course, I didn't ask him if it's correct or
Yeah.
right, whatever. So that's sort of like, until now I'm proud of it. So it drove my creative force at the maximum level. That's why if you would give me another Vietnamese story set in another period, or at the same time, give me a Vietnamese film or a French film, a French story which is set in the past. I can somehow deal with it.
Yes.
Set humility aside. So it's because I also study so much about the culture. That's why a lot of the young people here in Vietnam wonder, "Sir, how do you know these things?" And I would ask them, "But how come you don't know these things? Because you guys are Vietnamese.
It's theirs. Yes.
Yeah,
That's right.
it's their history." And then they would listen to me as I tell them their story. So it's like
That's right.
and they learn. My movies have been somehow legendary. So when I tell them I did this film and then I did that film, and they were like, "Wow, wow, wow."
Wow talaga,
Yeah.
Sir Joji. I hope that the students of Dr. Brian, Visual Com, are listening because Sir
Yeah.
Joji is telling us a lot of points to remember when you want to go.
Oh, and there are certain things you only learn from experience. That's why you really
Yes.
have to be open, and also based on what Sir Georgie said, you have to do a lot of research too. No, it's
Oh, yes,
not just
yeah, he
creative
said.
work. You have to
Yes,
be
a lot of
true to
studies,
the
a lot of
history, di ba, and culture.
yeah.
Ang
And we're
galing.
looking forward, Sir Georgie, that you come back here in the Philippines and do
Yeah,
more projects
yeah.
here, like what you said earlier. But for now, in the tradition of Finally Friday, we
We have
normally have,
playtime.
some fun while asking you questions. So, do we have the magic Roletta available? The Finally
Yeah.
Friday Roletta.
We have
Can we
like
have it, Roletta?
yes.
Oh, what's that?
There, it's playtime. Are you ready,
Yeah.
Sir Joji, for red light,
Yeah.
green light, Finally Friday version?
No, I thought
Okay.
we're going to do the glass bridge. Have you seen that? Have you seen that, Sir Georgie?
Which one?
The glass bridge of Squid Game.
The glass.
Glass
Not
bridge.
familiar.
Not familiar yet. So yes.
Yeah.
All right. So for this
So-
activity, Sir Georgie, you
Uh-huh.
will be given a title of a production via
Okay.
our roulette, no, your rouletta. For
Okay.
every title, you have to say red light if you do not like the production design of the said production, or green light if you like it. But whatever your answer, we will be asking you more personal questions.
Sure.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah.
Okay. So, Marco.
Go.
So
Green light.
it's
Yes.
it's going to be red light and green light.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
Okay. Have you seen General Luna, sir? Sir Joji?
okay. Oh my
Like a
God.
period
Oh.
film.
So, how can you
Like a
answer
period
red
film.
light or green light?
Yes.
So like straight to the personal
I think
question.
I think for me it's red.
Red light.
Okay, okay.
Oh.
So,
All
what
right.
is the question?
The
Okay.
question for General Luna is
I'll do the question.
Yeah.
What has Vietnam taught you that you would like to teach Filipinos?
Filipino.
Okay.
Just one thing, Sir Joji. What did you learn there that you would like Filipinos to adapt as well?
Put more psychology in the design.
Mhm.
Mm, that's good.
Put psychology
Oh,
and
In the design.
production design.
It's like yeah, production design is not just making things look pretty or correct, but you have to put some mind into the character
Mhm.
or to the situation.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of psychology going on.
So designers must know how the mind works.
Yes, how the mind works.
Yeah.
You put yourself in the character. For
Yeah.
example, Juan Luna, you put yourself into his
Yeah.
persona. And I think he even has a girlfriend there or a wife there or something like that.
Yes.
So as well as his soldiers and stuff. So for me, it's I don't want to be critical. This is a Filipino film, right? So but this is not. These are my observations. Like,
Yeah.
of course, the designer will, have a fight with me after this. But then
Okay.
things look too pretty, and things look
Looks
too
too pretty. Yes.
pretty, too clean,
Yes.
new, too starched, and then colors were like, and at the same thing, it's the production design should not be something that's into your face. Production
Yes.
design
I
is something
understand.
that you won't notice. You experience a story as a director tells a story,
Yeah.
and then you experience a story, and then while you're having that feeling of the past.
That's
So
right.
Okay.
It's like editing. You don't know
That-
that the two scenes are really being put
Ah.
together, no?
Right.
Correct. And then you won't think like, oh, these look like sets, something like that. So you know what I mean? Like, that's what I'm saying. Like going back to being observant.
Going back to being observant and put psychology in production design. I'm
Right.
learning, Sir Joji. Let's have the next roulette.
It really matters.
Yes. Okay, let's have it.
Oh,
Yeah, Lion King. I'm sure you've seen Lion King, sir.
Amazing Green Line. It's one
Yes.
of my best, it's my best favorite, my most favorite Broadway, Broadway play of Disney.
Green
Because,
light.
yeah, super green light.
Yeah. So maybe
Green
Marco
light.
can
Neon
ask the
green.
question. Marco.
Right. Sir, just to being a production designer, it's actually you have to be you have to cooperate with the AP, right? For a lot of times, you gotta
What?
collaborate with APs,
Assistant production. Producer. What is AP? Associate.
right?
And then assistant director.
Yes.
Assistant director.
Correct.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Okay.
So what is actually the relationship between, or the differences between, as you know, in Hollywood they only have, from the beginning they only have one person to handle all of these costumes or the setting backgrounds, but nowadays it seems like this character has been divided to a lot of characters. So can you explain that?
Okay. Basically, like the production design is the overall look. Oh, at first, the meetings would be as the director,
Right.
a creative brainstorming between the director, the production designer,
Designer, yes.
and the script writer if
Writer,
needed. But
yes.
it's basically one-on-one between the director, and they come up with a singular, like for example, we
Idea.
discuss throw ideas, and then we won't see each other after for a month, and then we see each other again. I would start to throw ideas. He would give me some ideas, and he would comment.
Until
Right.
everything crystallizes together.
Yeah,
Right.
and then I create a lookbook,
For it. Yes.
which
That's
is
right.
which is done in Hollywood. It's not
Right.
it's not done in the Philippines. Here in Vietnam, I introduced the lookbook. It creates everything. So
Right.
from every scene, the mood and tone of every
And the
scene,
colors as well.
the colors, yes, the mood and tones, the lighting treatment for the
Yes.
scene, how the director, photography or the cinematographer would shoot this scene. So, and then the cinematographer would come, and then we meet again.
Right.
So how
Okay.
he has also other
So
inputs. And then the costume
Right.
design as well. I would have character sketches, and she would refine it and embellish it. So
right.
Yes.
like that.
I have a
So
personal
Sir
question.
Junji, you know,
sir.
for cut.
Go ahead,
Yeah,
Marco.
please.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, like we're talking about, you know, the cartoon, you know, to being a production designer, you know, how do you cooperate with the other, you know, drawers in that film, or if, you know, for cartoon production?
Oh, definitely.
Cartoons.
It's like people think they're no. Sometimes you would be surprised there's a production designer in the credits. It's very important because the production designer designs the characters or has ideas of the characters,
Oh, I
and then
see.
relates with the character designer for the animation, as well as the color palette. The production designer also not dictates it, but thinks about it, designs it alongside the director. It's like a team. It's a marriage of ideas between the production
Sir
designer.
Joji.
Like, yeah,
Yeah, so it's like a
it's very visual.
quality control manager, no? You
Yeah,
make sure that
Right.
everything falls
Visual,
into place.
yeah,
Yeah.
right. Visually, right.
Yes.
And like for example, costumes, right? It's just sketches, or at least they do some 3D modeling of
Mm.
the character. We call
Right.
it a maquette. And then they would, she should be wearing this, and her color should be this. And they should
Mm.
lessen the patterns. Like for example, Moana. So
Moana, yeah.
Moana. Maui should look like this. Like those things. Like he had this like tool. It's made from whale bone. So it's like this. So it's like
Yeah.
part of it because like he's like the not really king of the ocean. He's like the Aquaman of the planet.
Right.
So
Yeah, like the
there's a lot of, and at the same time,
Right.
for animation, you have to have the important patterns, for example, but not too much. Because in animation, you have to repeat all these things. So
Right.
So you gotta you be economical at the same time, and at the same time, you still complete the picture, the look, the feel of the character, and then the environment as well.
Mm-mm.
That's it basically for animation.
Okay.
Thank you
Yeah.
very much. I'm learning.
We're learning,
Yes.
Marco.
Yes.
Okay, Doc B.
Big,
Next.
big production.
Yeah,
Right.
there's
Such
one.
experience.
There's one animation short that I saw, and it's so nice. It was done by a Filipino director. He animated it. Blush.
What's that?
Blush.
Blush. It's on Apple TV. It's a beautiful, beautiful story. For like 10 minutes, he was able to squeeze everything in it. So you should catch it, watch it. Blush. And then And then I just realized that there were elements which are so Filipino. And then the features, of course, were Filipinized. The main character was an astronaut who lands in this space, who lands in this planet, crashes into an asteroid, and then he lands in this space, in this planet.
Okay, we're gonna watch that.
Yeah, it's like,
Right.
and then the way they design it, the planet, they would just walk around it. So it's just like if you're familiar with Little
Okay.
you see the whole planet.
That's very nice to know, Sir Joji. You know, I'm an ordinary viewer until I hang out now with Dr. Brian. I became more observant with the background. You know, I started noticing those things that you are saying, and I hope the students are learning now.
And then I was
Yeah.
like sensing already, I was not aware it's a Filipino made animation until, wait a minute. And then they started to plant a tree. And the planet became lush. It started to grow plants. And then there's a special plant that was dying. And this alien girl, he eventually gets married to Bliss, like, breathes life into this
Okay.
dying plant and it becomes a tree. And
Yeah.
then this is the fun part. Well, I'm spoiling everything already, right? But I'm so enamored by when the fruits come out, and then he would slice it the Filipino way, the crisscross pattern,
The mango.
the crisscross. Yeah, the mango, and he offers it to his kids. Oh, this is Filipino.
Okay.
Yeah. So and then towards the end, it was actually produced in Hollywood by the Dream Makers. It's a Hollywood company, but the staff are Spanish, but director's Filipino, and it's dedicated to his wife who passed away from cancer. I won't tell anymore. That movie.
We'll watch for it.
Yeah.
We'll watch for it.
Lot.
There are,
Definitely.
there are a lot of things to talk about, especially an expert like Sir Joji. I know one animated movie that's Trece that I like. It's Liza
Trece.
Soberano.
Have you heard of that, sir? Trece.
Trece.
Yes,
But
it was.
of course,
It's very
technically, I don't really understand if it's really excellent or not. I just like it. Okay, let's go to the next one.
Next
Doc,
one.
Doc B.
Yes.
Next film, or how do you call it? This is
Production.
production. Yeah.
Yes. Ayan. Game of Thrones.
it?
Have you seen it, sir?
Game of
Yes.
Thrones.
Yes. Green light or red light, sir?
Yeah, green light.
Winner red.
Ah,
Very
Wow. So the question, this is something personal, Sir
personal.
Joji. So a little bit, what do you miss about Christmas in the Philippines? Not about production design, but your personal perception.
Yeah.
What do you miss? It's almost Christmas.
It's the getting together of families who haven't seen each other.
It's
for
a Filipino tradition.
Yeah.
Yeah.
like here they have that, which is here. Right. So
And there's no way you
I
can come
celebrate.
home yet, no?
you would go home to their grandparents. How should I say that? It's like it's very different. It's very different from the way maybe the Spanish did a lot of influence on our celebrating Christmas. So
Christmas,
it's so
yes.
merry. Yeah, it's so merry. Even in the States, yeah, Christmas is celebrated so colorfully with lights and all
Yeah.
that. And it's so commercialized, even in the Philippines, of course. But it's the warmth of,
Yeah.
of having a family and being
Yeah.
with your
Yeah, and I guess not
So,
only you,
well,
but many of our Filipino OFWs and people living in other countries are missing that this Christmas. Last Christmas.
I have
much, yeah. So
I have a question, Sir Joji, because I
Sure.
know Vietnam is not very religious. It's a thing about their culture, no? They're not very religious. So, what is the general sense, no, when the Christmas season in around the world though? How do you feel it in Vietnam?
It's just another day.
Another day. Yeah.
So
It's
just like
another day.
yeah,
It's like
I can relate.
yeah, and then
Same thing happened here.
because
in
Vietnam
China.
actually is predominantly Buddhist, but they have a lot they have a large Catholic community.
Mm.
Okay.
So and there you can experience Christmas. But
Even
for
food.
them, it's just
Even the food, yeah.
a day off.
Kaya namimiss ni Sir Joji ang Pilipinas because it's really totally different. Yeah.
Yeah, and then the feeling of like probably because I believe in Jesus and I believe in like the essence of Christmas is what I always families in the same way. So here, well, Christmas is sure you have snow, you have Santa Claus, you have reindeers. But, like, do they know it's the meaning of Christmas?
Yes, it's all
Actually,
commercial, sir.
Like,
That's right.
It's for the profit, for the sales. Yeah.
like for us, Halloween, yeah, sure, Halloween. Lately, for the last 10, 15 years, Halloween is being celebrated here. But for us, it means something else because it's the 16th of
All Souls Day, All Saints Day.
Okay.
Yes.
right? So, like in Mexico, it's like Los Días para los Muertos, right? So it's a big deal for them. So in
Yes.
Mexico, in South America, the Latin countries, but here suddenly they started celebrating Halloween because I've been here since 2000,
Yeah.
and wow, they're celebrating it. It's getting bigger and bigger and crazier and crazier. And I'm beginning to hate Halloween here. Like,
Okay. We're learning not about production design alone, but about Vietnam.
Vietnam,
Thank you, Sir
yeah.
George.
Right.
Let's have the next roulette. Next production design, please.
Yes, two more, and then of course, how could we not ask this? Green
But-
light or red light, sir?
But what?
um,
Is it a green, yellow, red, or colorful lights altogether?
yeah, I think it's because we were able to it's a very very heavily collaborative show. Some of the writers use influence from the groups and the director as well, and then me. And then I came from a very Western kind of background, so it was a little bit not well, a little bit of difficult on my part to Philippinize myself. So because I was a Sesame Street, I grew up in Sesame
Sesame.
Street, so I'm used to these things, and I'm a businessman, so I had to erase those things, and not really erase,
Start
but
fresh.
get them and then sort of like adapt it to the Filipino urban semi-rural setup so that kids can identify. It's very important that kids who are watching were highly impressionable because these are like kids who were going to school like for nursery or prep. So
Preschool.
they have to be, they can identify
Yes.
with these things. So we have like the jeepney there parked over on the
Yes.
side, and we have a courtyard where people converge, like how Filipinos.
Chismisan.
Yeah, like, actually it's like a form of chismisan, and then when everybody gets together,
Yes.
there's a kwentuhan, which is like the Lola Basha. We made it the male version, which is Kuya Boy.
Kuya
So-
Bonji. That's right.
Yeah, so
We
you-
have one last, sir. Of course,
Yeah.
we won't use the roulette anymore. It's Larawan. Have you seen Larawan, sir? The
oh
movie.
yeah,
Yes.
oh yeah.
Green light or
I
red
know.
light, sir?
Yeah, it's the red light. I mean, it's the
Green
green
light.
light for me. Yeah, because it's
Wow.
very subtle. It's very subtle. At the same time, what the very
Mhm.
Same time, it's think about the old rich and
Yes.
coming to terms with reality that they're not more. So it's so nice, so nice. It's not like it's your face production design
Mhm.
because I always try to look for that. It's like production design. It's your face is not effective.
Very
production design.
subtle.
It has to be subtle. Yeah.
Yes. Yes. One last question, sir. What is your
Sure.
personal go-to stress reliever? Because I know production design is very stressful. It can be very stressful. But what do you do just to, take a break and, go back to your center and then continue? What is your personal stress reliever?
Watch a movie. Watch a movie.
Watch a
A
movie.
good movie.
Yes.
Yeah, or do some of my sketching, my own creation.
Yes.
So it's like I design art, production design is my it's like a source of living,
Yeah.
right? So I'm told and paid to design these things.
That's
So after that, my stress relieving activities like painting,
yes.
so I would draw. I
Yes.
would watch movies. So,
Basic, no? Basic things, not stressful
Yeah,
as well.
and I cook and I bake. So these things.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
bake. Wow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
cook and bake. You know, so
And what is your specialty?
it's
cake?
cheesecake.
Wow.
we
See, you're
we
my.
should see you bake next time.
I'm into
Thank you, guys.
hotels and restaurants. I'm interested.
Yeah.
Okay, Sir Georgie, that was why time is not enough. Maybe we could, set another one together with
Another
the com
topic, maybe
students.
baking.
Because finally Friday may not be enough time. We may not have enough time. But for now, we thank you, Sir Georgie, for letting us know you better and giving us more information about production design. And with that, we'd like to present to you a certificate of appreciation.
Yes.
Oh,
Thank you. St. Paul University Manila presents this certificate of recognition to you, Sir Georgie Pamintuan, for sharing your knowledge and experience as a guest of the Finally Friday episode called Usapang Heart to Art column, production design. Given this 12th day of November 2021, signed Doc A and
Yes.
Doc B.
Yes.
Thank you so
Thank
much,
you, sir.
sir.
Do
Thank
you have a personal
pleasure.
website or a channel you want to promote? Maybe we can help you
Yeah,
promote that.
YouTube
YouTube.
channel, anything,
Uh-huh.
sir. Go ahead.
no, it's okay. I'm only on Facebook. If they
Yes.
want to see my work, my links on Vimeo are there. My work is there. So
Yes.
also probably I can share links to the films that are on
Yes.
YouTube. Some of
That's
them
right.
they did are now on YouTube.
And learn more about the work of Sir
Yeah, I'm
Georgie.
interested.
So
Yeah.
fun. Yes.
Yes.
Remember-
Thank you so much, and thank you for
Sir
Batibot.
Georgie.
Thank you for
Thank you so much.
our, not my youth, because kaluskus-musmus talagang inabot ko, baka magreklamo yung iba.
And I'm
But
very-
my pamangkins, they're so familiar with Batibot.
Yeah. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much, your
I'll see you
champ.
again next time. And
Thank you.
advance Merry Christmas, Sir Georgie. Kahit
Yes,
hindi
more
natin-
power to you, and we look forward to your production designs here in the
Yeah.
Philippines.
Bye.
Thank
Bye, sir.
you.
We'll take a
Bye-bye.
1-minute break and we'll be back. Thank you, Sir Georgie.
Thank you, Sir Georgie. Nice meeting you.